Hit the record button. All right, I think we got it. So good morning, everybody. Big waves out there. I tell you, I love the wave. Is anybody else like yesterday? Coach was a little chatty and I'm like, come on, it's time to wave. Let's wave already. I love the wave. So hopefully you guys like it too. But good morning. Good morning. Today you are going to have Coach Myra and I, and we are talking about transformation. So excited for this word. And this was kind of a fun one for a couple of reasons. I think, I've talked about this, like this time of year, I just feel like so many of us are kind of in that mindset of, reflecting back on the past year and then looking forward saying, what, like if I could design the ideal year, and we know we can't, but if I could, what would it look like, right? What would I try to create? What would I want to change inside myself? So it's just kind of fun. It's good timing to have it this year. So what is a transformation? A thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. And just kind of looking it up, I came up with I didn't come up with anything. I found some quotes and that I really liked. First of all, change is inevitable, but transformation is by conscious choice. And isn't that true? Like we have so many aspects of our life are going to change, and we have a choice to either adapt with it or kind of try to stay the way we were and fight the change and not transform when we really could. Real transformation requires real honesty. If you want to move forward, you got to get real with yourself. Whew, that was a toe stepper. And then allow the fires of transformation to burn away all that doesn't serve you. And I know that I can be so guilty of that, of, keeping things in my life that no longer serve me and no longer are in my best interest. Let's just think about, old business practices, or the way that, I think about my kids, like they're practically grown. Like I talked to my daughter and I'm like, when did you become a young adult? Well, she's been getting there, right? She's 16, she's growing up. And if I still talk to her like she's 7, though, that's not something that's going to bode us well for our relationship moving forward. But how do we create a positive transformation in our life? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. And then I'll move it over to Myra because she's got a really great message. Some quick tips that could be easy or hard, depending on how you look at them. But first of all, identify and understand what you want to change. And I love this week. I don't know if you guys love this week. It's kind of a weird week. You don't know, like, do I start the diet this week, or do I eat like every tiny bit of dessert I can find in the house to like continue the Christmas season? Do I work really hard to like get a leap start, or do I sit on the couch like a potato? Like, it's an interesting week. You kind of don't know what to do with it. But what I love to do here is to just reflect, kind of like we talked about already, like look at last year and then just really take the time to figure out, what is it that I want to change in 22? Right? What does Andrea want to look like in her finances, in her relationships, in her business? Like, what do I want to create this next year? So I love this little gap. It's like a freebie week that you can use to kind of reflect and figure out what do you want to change. 2, get rid of the negativity in your life. And that can be easier said than done, but there's some easy ones, in my opinion. If you are running in the door and the first thing that you do when you get downstairs is flipping on the news, well, that's just sucking in all the negativity of the world, right? There's not really any action items. Like there's not a lot that you can look at and say, oh, well, I will fix that on my way to the office, right? It's just going to kind of put this weight on you. So there's some negative things that you can just shut off. If it's beautiful people in your life, well, maybe you need to sever some ties or put them with boundaries. Like, I love my dad. He's amazing. And he is the most negative human you've ever met. Like, you could give him, well, I'd say a pony, and all he'd worry about is the poop, right? Like, he is just, that is the human that he is. I love him. But I have to put boundaries around that relationship in order to keep a little bit of a positive spirit. 3, exercise more often. I don't care what that exercise is. When you move, you transform. It transforms your mind and it transforms your body. 4, be kind to others, right? Again, that creates a transformation inside and outside with the other person. 5, build a support network. I look at this group. I love our little transformation support network that we have right here. We just love on each other every single day and try to grow as people. Like phenomenal community that we have. And then the last one is take baby steps. And I'm just going to share one little thing real quick. Oh, can you see it? Oh boy. Well, kind of. Atomic Habits. Coach Palmer was talking about this one a couple weeks ago. A bunch of you got this book, and I actually accidentally, it was an accident, stole one. I was supposed to send a gift to somebody and sent it to myself and went, okay, I'll keep it. And I sent them their own. So that's how I got my copy. I just messed up a little bit, but I love this because it talks about, like, when I read the title or heard the title Atomic Habits, I was thinking of the atom bomb, right? Like I was thinking something really big. But really, it just means those little tiny building blocks that build up everything. And that's what our habits do. So if we really want to create transformation in our lives, we've got to look at those little tiny habits that we do and do those little tiny micro adjustments, because that will create the long-term change that we're looking for. So thank you guys so much. Love you to pieces. And Myra, the floor is yours.
Hey, thank you, Andrea. And it's always, like Andrea said, this community has turned into something that I never dreamed that it would be when we started this thing over a year and a half ago, I guess. But again, I say this a lot, and I don't ever want y'all to think I'm just saying this, but I really appreciate y'all showing up every day. It makes my day better. So let me just go ahead and repeat what Andrea said. As far as transformation, it's a thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. Now, so what is a personal transformation? It's the task of changing who you are and becoming the person you want to be. You know, I've decided this year personally, I'm not doing the resolution thing because I have not done a great job of sticking to it after a period of time. So this word was very timely for me, in that what I'm fixing to go over and what Andrea has said, it resonated with me to the point where I'm thinking, oh crap, well, that makes a lot of sense. That might be why I'm not getting this done. So let me continue. There's so many things in our lives that we would like to transform. Okay. Number one, we automatically think New Year's resolution, we're going to lose weight. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to make more money. We're going to learn a new skill or trade. It goes on and on and on. We've all been guilty of this, thinking all these things. When are we trying to make these transformations? When we do try to make all these transformations, we get easily frustrated. When we see the scale isn't moving at all, or you start back smoking, or you feel like you're going nowhere in your career, you know, we get motivated to start making changes, yet something always seems to hold us back. You with me? We get all motivated right now. We're fired up and ready. We're ready to jump out of the gate and jump off the bridge. But something always happens. Something isn't working for us. You know, you've read all the recommended books. Now, when I'm saying you, this is me, Myra, and I think it'll resonate with you as well. You've read all the books, listened to all the podcasts, joined all these Zooms, but sometimes we still come up short of our transformation goal. You know, there has to be a reason why we're failing, and you need to know what that reason is. So how do we figure this issue out? Well, first, and Andrea introduced the Atomic Habits book. It is a fantastic book. First, we start by developing new habits and routines. I am such a creature of habit and a routine that I get mad at myself sometimes. So if I want to step out farther, I've got to change some things. You know, achieving a stronger mindset that's capable to help us is really the key. Change what you're doing every single day. Try that. Change it. That's going to be super hard for Myra Miles, but I am going to try it. I'm not saying stop what you're doing. but change your mindset and your approach. Our mental mindset, strength or weakness, listen to me, it'll either make us or it'll break us. So with a strong mindset, we can have a clear mind and we begin to understand how we can get past that roadblock we experience in just a few days. Maybe if we're lucky, sometimes we can go a week or two. A positive transformation can take place, but in order to be a finisher, key word there, in order to be a finisher in this pursuit, we got to examine these areas of our lives and be honest about what's holding us back. Examine your work, your family, and even your education. Take these areas and now write down what you want to accomplish in them and write a personal mission statement defining your goals and what you want to achieve in the future. You know, when I hear that, I always think of when I hear writing goals down, of course, as a former coach and now as an administrator, I write my little sticky pad down of what I want to do. But personal goals, I've done occasionally. But if I want to make a transformation, I think of Brent and Todd and Andrea, they always talk about that vision board. So, you know, if I want to do it, I've got to write down my goals and defining them to achieve it. By writing this information down, and I put this in my notes all in caps, this is your promise to yourself of getting that transformation and a better life. Write them down, change a few things, do something different. Don't quit doing what you're doing if you're on the right path. Add a few things, change some things. We'll end with two quotes, one from Richard Branson, which I love him. I don't know if y'all follow him. I think he's one of the coolest guys ever. He said, every success story is a tale of constant adaptation, revision, and change. And then I want to end with what Eric Johnson said. The tree of your passion only grows as much as the roots of your discipline. So I challenge you today to really think about what your transformation is. And like Andrea said, this time between Christmas and New Year's is always difficult because we're like, well, I'm going to get started on January 1. You know, but we look at Val, man, she's getting with it all the time. I look at Tad all the time, you know, and all you other ones that are doing things, you know, Madeline walking all the time out in the wilderness. So, but I just wanted to kind of make this a little bit more personal this morning. And it really, really resonated with me. And I hope it did with you as well. So have a great day. I love you guys again. I don't ever want I don't want you to ever think that I'm taking you for granted because y'all are the highlight of my morning. So y'all have a great day. Love you.
Great message, Myra. Thank you so much. Love it. Love it.
Everybody,
Thank you guys. See you back tomorrow.
Thank you.
thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Coach Myra.